Hello, and welcome to At All Hours. I'm your host, Greg Ramirez, and this is episode number 22. I am joined again by, I think you're the second person who's had a second episode now. Welcome back, Toni.
Hi. I'm back.
I'm back, motherfucker.
I'm back, bitches.
With a baby.
With little Eli.
Yeah.
Mr. Elijah.
So last time you were on, he was also here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he was in your stomach.
Yeah. Now
and then
he's
you pooped him out.
Little Earthside baby now.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
now he's actually here.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be popping up on the microphone from time to time. The thing is, anytime I'm recording, that'll get picked up. Yeah, it'll get picked up.
Yeah. He's here.
Because every single time I'm recording something, I'll hear fucking gunshots outside or a helicopter or whatever else, and I'm like, do you guys hear that? And I'll try to put my mic up to nothing, and people are like, you sound like you're schizophrenic.
You're crazy.
Yeah. I'm like, you guys hear those voices outside? They're all
what?
Yeah, and then I try to do it and it's silence. I'm like, all right, cool. So yeah, you are back.
Yes.
With an update. Well,
yeah.
You're holding the update right now. So last time you were pregnant, now you had Eli.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like being pregnant the second time? Because you had Josh, and now you had Eli, but obviously second kid, it's a different experience.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what was that like? What were some of the differences from let's just say start with your pregnancy. What was one of the differences?
So pregnancy wise, it was completely freaking different. Completely. I felt like with Josh, I had such an easy pregnancy. With Josh, I found out I was pregnant I was already 4 months. And I only had a little bit of morning sickness. But once I got into my second trimester, that was it. It was all uphill from there. Health-wise, I was really good. I was able to eat things. My hair was growing like crazy. I literally had that that glow, that pregnancy glow. And then when I had Josh, I felt I don't know, I felt like my body was different, but I was still me. I had when someone has a baby and then after their body looks different. Yeah. I felt like I didn't have that. I felt like I kind of snapped back to what I was before. Mm-hmm. But with this baby, it was so freaking different. I knew I was pregnant. Before I even took my test, I knew I was pregnant. I had morning sickness throughout my whole entire pregnancy. I couldn't eat. Not until literally my third trimester did I start being able to eat more. I was losing weight rather than gaining weight. And then I had a whole bunch of health issues. It was so freaking crazy with this pregnancy. I don't regret it. It was just hard on me, mentally. Yeah. I was already telling Pat, I don't want to have any more kids. I'm done. It was to the point where they were telling me, you need to get your shit in order before you deliver because we don't know what's going to happen. There's so many things going wrong.
They're we don't know what's in there right now.
we don't know what's happening. You have so many things. Mm-hmm. Your chart is crazy, pretty much. And I was like, fuck, okay. So I was already telling Pat, I don't have any more kids. I had 2 different OBs and a specialist for this baby because my shit was everywhere. I was constant, every doctor's appointment, I was getting blood drawn. I was technically a high-risk pregnancy. For Josh, I didn't have none of this. For Josh, it was
what the fuck?
Yeah, they're here, pee in this cup, let's do an ultrasound, let me check your, get out of here. That was it. I was in and out of my doctor's appointments, and then for Eli, it was dude, I was there all fucking day. Jeez. I was there all day. Every week, I had, for Josh, I remember my appointments, and I don't know if this is for everybody, but for me with Josh, my appointments were once a month or every 3 to 4 weeks, depending. Mm-hmm. For this one, I had to go in every single week, and every single week I had blood drawn, and
Jeez.
it was a fucking mental toll.
Yeah,
crazy. Luckily, I mean, I'm not really healthy right now because I'm still going through health issues.
Mm-hmm.
But Eli's healthy. He's doing good. Everyone else is doing good.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all that matters.
Yeah, especially like when it's different when I'm sure when you're pregnant and you're thinking like, well, if I have health issues, it's going to affect him.
Yeah.
And now that it's like that's not an issue, you're like he's healthy, he's doing great, he's fine. Then you're like, okay, well I can deal with it. Like I can deal with whatever. And then now that I know he's okay, and like I'm sure after the pregnancy, you're like, okay, they're like he's healthy, and you're like, thank fucking God.
Yeah.
Because then it's like now I just have to get myself right, and it's like I can deal with whatever.
And I feel like too, like your mental state kind of changes too, because it's like I may have a bunch of fucking health issues, but it's like I gotta push forward.
Yeah, and then you're not. Yeah, it's like you don't have to think about like if it's going to affect anyone else. You're just like, okay, well, I have health issues, but like I'll be fine.
Yeah, if I gotta do more blood work, fuck it. Gotta do some more testing, fuck it. Figure it out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I also plan to have 2 more.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
But I'm trying for a girl.
Good luck. You're gonna have another boy and be like,
I know. Watch me have a fucking football team. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I don't want a football team. I want 1 girl and then I'm done. But knowing my fucking chances, I'm gonna have
4 boys.
I'm gonna have boys. No girl.
Or it's gonna be like Uncle Steve and Val you have to go through like just boy, and then you're like finally a girl, you know?
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm hoping for. Like my last one's my girl, but I mean, if not, like I was telling Pat, because we've talked about it recently because of my health issues. But I was just like, you know what? Like, if everything lines up correctly, I want a girl. But if not, if I get a boy, then it doesn't matter to me as long as they're healthy and they're fine. And, you know, I don't got to go through everything all over again. That's just my main thing, but cross your fucking fingers for a girl.
We'll get an update again way down the line.
Yeah, maybe in 2-3 years.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that'll be like
I don't want another one, just good.
Episode 300 will be.
I'm back. And I'm pregnant.
Yeah. That's gonna be a bummer when you're like, I am having a boy.
I'm having my 3rd boy.
And then
all those boy baby clothes recycled.
Yeah.
I literally told Pat too. I was like, I'm not doing this shit again. Like, I'm saving literally. And you know what's crazy though too? Because everyone told me when I was pregnant with Josh, save everything because when you're ready to have another kid and it happens to be a boy, you already have everything. You have the clothes. Like, obviously the bad ones toss. Don't keep them. But like if they're good, like I had so much stuff from Josh that was never used. So much stuff. But, like, sorry guys, he's over here talking.
Yeah, he's trying to chime in already. He's like, I want my own clothes.
Yeah, I want my own. But yeah, I didn't keep anything. I only kept, like, Josh's, like, his stuff that he came on, you know, like his first whatever, you know, I kept certain things. But for majority of everything, I tossed it. I threw it away. So now I'm like, fuck, like, I now have another one.
Yeah, well, I think it's one of those things too, where it's just like he was your first kid, and then you're just kind of like figuring it out.
Yeah.
So you
like, then, like I had just turned 20 when I had him, you know. So I felt like, and then too because there's such a big age gap. Like Josh is 5 now. Compared, like, dude, imagine if I kept all that shit. Where would I have put it?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What would I have done? It would have just been sitting there. Like I would have thrown it away at one point.
Yeah, it's like exactly. Even if you were like if you listen to everyone. Like a year, 2-3 years later, especially like just some of the stuff like that you had to deal with or go through during that time, it's kind of like it would have eventually got to the point where you would have been like this is just extra shit for me to have to carry around or figure out where to put. And it's like, I'm just going to donate it or trash it or whatever because it's like you're not thinking like, well, maybe in like a couple years I might have a kid.
Yeah.
Because you're just thinking
like, and that's what's crazy too. Because like I had a friend. Sorry.
Both of us were away from the mic burping right now.
Excuse me. I had a friend who had a baby a week before me. So our kids are very close in age. We're still really good friends. And she had a kid like 2 years after her son. but her kid was a girl. So she kept all her shit, but ended up having to give it away or whatever. But even for me, it's like, I didn't plan. Like, she was always telling me, like, oh, what if you get pregnant again? What if this happens? And I didn't have that mindset. My mindset was, fuck kids. Like, I have my one and I'm done. Like, I don't plan on having another, at least for years.
Like the foreseeable future.
Yeah. And now look at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, I kind of wish I kept certain things. But at the same time, too, I kind of have, like, I don't want to say guilt, but kind of like a gut feeling. Like, okay, he needs his own stuff. Like, it sounds so stupid, but it's like, oh, he's his own person. Like, he has his own personality. No, he's fucking 2 months. Like, what?
There's not a light that's on in that head yet.
Like, all he thinks about is sleep, shit, and fucking formula, you know?
Same.
So,
well, I get what you mean, though, because it's kind of like I could kind of see that, where you're just like, you have your first kid, especially like you said with the age gap, but like even if it wasn't like so much of an age gap, or even now, like if you're like planning on having like a third kid, then you're like, well, I want them to have their own stuff if I have the means to do it, you know? Because it's like, if you don't have the means to do it, then obviously like it's a little different. Or if you're like, you know, you're kind of depending on your living situation, but like you're not just like having kids. It's like you want to plan it out, and you are like anticipating that already. It's something you're already discussing and kind of like
figuring out.
So it's totally like you're not like just gonna do it and just be like, well, fuck it, we'll see what happens, just save the clothes, we'll give it to the next one. It's more like, I want to have a kid.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like for this time though too, it's like we don't plan on waiting another 4 to 5 years to have another one. My time limit is within a year or two, because this next one I want it to be my one and done, and that's it for me personally. But I mean, like I told Pat, like if it happens again and we have fucking 4 kids, but I don't want 4 kids necessarily. Like, I want this last one and that's it. So I wouldn't mind saving whatever I do have in case it is another boy. And then, you know, I already have stuff and I don't have to worry about buying extra stuff or like other people buying it for me. Because I feel like for my last one, not that I want to go all out, I just want to do things differently.
The situation's way different now too.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is the first time I'm saying it on air. You don't even know.
Okay.
Ooh, on air sounds so serious. Ooh, scary. I'm married. Yeah, we got married.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Oh my God.
So no one knows. We literally just kind of eloped. We just kind of did it real quick. And then in a year or 2 or 3, because I want to go back to school.
Nice.
So I feel like this is the perfect time to do it, because pretty much the kids are home with me and I'm a stay-at-home mom now. You know, I don't work. So I figured I'd love to go back to school to learn something while I'm home. Like, I mean, this fucking kid sleeps all day. So
yeah,
why not take advantage of that year of just going back to school and then
start a podcast?
I don't know about that. That sounds a little hard. That sounds hard, sir. But I would like to go back to school, get my shit in order. And then when Pat goes back to school, because he's also going to school.
Nice.
So once we're all done with that and, you know, we kind of figure out the lay of the land, because his schooling is about 2 years. Mine's about 9 months to a year. So about 2 to 3 years, when everything's kind of settled down and we have our shit more together, we're going to have a big wedding. And it's going to be crazy.
That's cool. It's super, super cool.
Yeah. So it kind of happened like really quick, and it was like one of those things. Well, I mean, you know me. I'm fucking impatient. It's either if I come up with the idea, it's either right then and there, or we wait till I get over it and then think about it again. And just it was one day where I was like, there's this place like down the street from where we live. Like, do you want to just go? And he was just like, what do you mean? And I was like, yeah, like let's just go. And he's like, right now? And I was like, well, I'll call them and see if they can squeeze us in. Why not? And he was like, are you sure? Like, we don't have to do that. Like, let's just see. Like, if they say no, then obviously it wasn't meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're like, I'll pack my shit and I'll leave.
So I called, and they did. They had a spot for us. I was like, I need to go pick up my sister, and we're gonna go. And yeah.
That's so cool. I like the way you put it too, where you're like, there's this spot down the street that does this, and then he's like,
I'm like, what are you talking about?
I thought we were gonna go get like Taco Bell now.
Yeah, he was like, I thought we were gonna go to Korean barbecue. I was like, no, honey.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could stop there on the way back. But
we'll eat there after.
Yeah.
Let's just go get this done.
That's crazy. Well, congratulations. And now
Thank you.
everyone knows.
Yeah, now everyone knows.
So
surprise.
They're gonna be like, how did you find out about Toni getting married? And
on
they're
a
like,
fucking podcast.
Yeah. That's so insane. That is actually like like pretty insane to drop on this. No idea either.
Yeah.
I
mean, I kind of told you, like,
you told me kind of like the
like we got engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that part you told me, and you're like, no one really knows, and I was like, okay. And then I just found out myself right now.
Because you know what, I didn't want people to feel some type of way for not being there, because I know, obviously I would want everyone there, obviously, like, no doubt about it. I would love for my siblings, all my siblings, to be there, my whole family to be there, but I know that shit's fucking expensive. That shit is expensive. Like,
I think everyone understands too, because it's one of those things where you kind of like, you can do it and then be like, we're doing something like we're getting married, but we're not doing like the big event. That's going to be down the line, and you guys will be there for that.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't need to be here to watch us do this like smaller thing right now.
Like, you guys are going to see it again.
Yeah.
In just a few years.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like it's a lot different too. It's not like, I mean, I feel like I kind of rushed it. Don't get me wrong. Just because I kind of was like, hey, let me just see if they can.
You guys are at Korean barbecue after, and he's eating, and you're like, what did I just do?
Shit. We just got fucking married.
Yeah. You're like, do you have any wine,
champagne,
sake? Yeah, anything?
Just pop something real quick.
Just bring it over.
Give me a candle.
Yeah.
Play the happy birthday song.
Give me a candle to blow out. Just something, okay? Fuck.
But yeah, no, like I said, I do feel like I was the one to like rush it, yes. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I knew I wasn't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I wasn't wrong about it. It's more like, I know he loves me. I know he loves my son. Like, he made me a stay-at-home mom mid-pregnancy during the hardest point of anyone's pregnancy, you know? So it wasn't only that, too. You know, there's so many things that go into it where it's more like, I knew.
Like, there was no doubt.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's...
Like, if we didn't get married now, we were eventually. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I definitely see that. And then I think just inherently, it's one of those things where it's never weird to think like to have doubts. I think it's the same thing with like pregnancy, when it's like everyone who's pregnant is either like, oh no, like I'm super happy about it and no doubts at all. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side of it, it's like people have doubts, or they're just kind of like, I'm not sure if I should have done this or this and that. And it's not like regret, but it's just kind of like natural
guessing, like, you know, I think like, it's if just this is the right doubt. Decision. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Because exactly what you just said, I felt that for both of my pregnancies. Like, I'm scared, like, I'm not ready for this, I'm nervous, whatever it may be. Like, I totally hear you on that, because that's exactly my thought process for both of my pregnancies. But even then, too, it's like when I knew that we were going to get married, because mind you, we were talking about it way before, months before we even did it. Like, we had all of our documentation ready, like, we had the money ready, we were just waiting for the time to do it. And then that day just so happened to be the day.
Yeah, you just snapped into it. You're like, let's go do it right now. And he's like, oh, okay.
But you know what? That's not like, like I said, you know me, I'm very impatient. If I want something, I want it when I want it. And even then, too, when I was pregnant with the baby, anytime I wanted an ultrasound done, like, I didn't make an appointment ahead of time. Like, I went that day, and I would always call, like, hey, do you guys have any openings? Like, I would really love to see my baby, especially, too, because I had such a crazy pregnancy with this one. Like I said, I was such high risk. There were so many things going wrong. So anytime that I felt a need to do something, I didn't have no fucking money. Like, he supported my, like, all right, let's go. There fucking $40 went. There went 60. Like, like I said, I never doubted it.
That's good. Yeah, it's always like
like, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a pain in my fucking ass, but
yeah, whatever. He doesn't listen to this podcast. Yeah, it's the same thing with like.
He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like he's like a super fan, and I'm like, whatever. He doesn't listen to this, and he's like, I listen to every single episode.
Every single one.
And he's
I'm
like, oh my god, like, yeah,
on Patreon.
Yeah, he's just like, we're talking shit about it. Where he's like,
what the
fuck is going on? Like, what did I do to deserve this?
It was fucking funny.
Yeah, but it's like that thing of like, even if you have like second thoughts or any sort of like doubts, it's always behind the thought of like, this is the right thing to do. Like, this is what I want. And then all those doubts or second thoughts, like, they're kind of behind everything, even if they're still there or if they pop into your head, but it's always overshadowed by that thought of like, this is what I want to do. And I know this is what's right. So that's cool. That's,
you know, what's crazy though, too. In my bouquet that they had given me, tell me why they put a picture of my dad in it.
Really?
Yeah. And like, as soon as I saw it, like, I just started crying.
Yeah.
Like, because mind you, I told you we had everything to get married. Like, he had his outfit, I had my outfit, I had my jewelry. Like, I had literally had everything. We were just waiting for the time to do it. And originally Pat wanted to wait till after we had the baby, but I was like, no, like, I kind of want to do it before we have the baby. Well, okay, so I don't know if you know this, Seth and Eli share the same birthday. I think I told you.
Oh, yeah.
The 21st. We got married on October 13th.
Oh.
So, like I said, like, I've been wanting to do it my whole pregnancy, but because of how many fucking problems I had and everything like that, it was hard. It was hard to get things done. It was hard to get out of bed some days.
Yeah.
So, we never really did it. We never made it a priority. And then that whole week, I remember I was having like a good week. And I was like, I don't feel like shit. I'm not in pain. Like, let's just fucking do it. Like, let's just go. Are you sure? I don't want to. Let's just go. Like, who knows if I'm going to feel like this for the rest of my pregnancy. Mind you, I was supposed to have him November 1st. He was supposed to be a November baby on the 1st. But I was so sure that I was going to have him on Halloween. I was like, no, I'm going to have him on Halloween. Even if I have to hold his head up in there, I'm going to hold my cooch. I'm going to hold it. I don't give a fuck. He's coming. He's going to be born on Halloween. And then I got him 2 weeks, or like about a week and a half earlier. But I mean, all things happen for a reason. So I don't, I'm not trying to shit on that. But point is, yeah, the bouquet that was given to me had my dad's picture in it. And I just had it in my phone, but I cleaned my phone because it was all ugly. And I just had it because I saved it. And like, literally, like, I felt bad. I don't even know if I should be saying this, but I felt bad because I didn't think about him for my wedding. I didn't. There was so many things, and it just all happened so fast. I didn't think about him, and then like, I saw it, and it kind of like hit me, like, holy fuck, I'm getting married.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know about this or if you know this, but we had a father-daughter dance in the living room at the Pico house. It was just me, him. I can't remember who was sitting on the couch next to him, but it was my best friend, Alyssa. Remember Alyssa?
I think, yeah, I remember.
She recorded it.
Really?
Yeah, and she sent it to me, so I have it. And, like, I just kept thinking about that. And I was thinking, like, oh, you're so dumb. Like, what are you talking about? And...
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's so crazy to think that it's something that not something that you'd forget, but there is so much stuff that's happened and that is happening that it's not anything that I think anyone could say like would be.
I need a fucking shot.
I don't think it's anything that like someone could ever say is like, oh, I can't believe you forgot this, or that you could even say to yourself, I can't believe I forgot this, because there's so much going on.
Yeah, I have to tell you though too. And this is how I know my dad looks over me. This is how I fucking know, dude. This is crazy. I'm gonna tell you this. Okay. So anyways, to finish off what we were talking about, it was more like it kind of hit me, but it wasn't like a sad feeling. It was more like you're with me, like you're here, like I know you're here, and I know you'd be happy for me. Like that's the kind of feeling. I didn't get like sadness because I felt like I forgot, or I felt like I was sad because he wasn't here. It was more like I know you're here, and I know you'd be super happy with me, and I know you would have loved my kids. You would have loved Pat. Anyways, I had his picture in my phone, and I was recording. I've been like recording the baby just to kind of keep track of his like, you know, the little things he does. And when I got here, I told you like, oh, the baby's starting to smile like on his own, like he kind of like has, you know, his little gummy smile. But I was realizing how he always looks up at the corner of my room, like we're, you know, in our room, whatever. He always looks up in the corner and he smiles, like he's not looking at me, and I'm like, what the fuck? But then I was realizing, like, I was on FaceTime with my sister, and I was holding the phone, like, above him so she could see him. And I was thinking, like, oh, he's smiling because of her. Like, he hears her. He knows her. He's looking at the fucking picture.
Oh, shit.
He's looking at the fucking picture.
So he's like, I know him.
Yeah, like, I see you.
That's weird.
That's fucking weird, right? And it happened on multiple occasions. Like, it wasn't just that one time I was FaceTiming my sister. Like, it's happened on multiple occasions where I'm just recording him and I'm just talking, but my phone is right over him. Like, he's not looking at my face. He can't see my face. He's looking at my fucking phone.
So it's like...
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. This episode's an emotional roller coaster.
Fuck yeah, it is. But that's crazy.
Yeah, because it's like you see him doing something that he doesn't do normally. Like,
yeah.
So you see him looking off and smiling, and then the like, one time where he would see... Because it's like, where else is that picture going to be?
Yeah, because I don't have pictures of like that with my dad. I mean, I have my dad's baby picture, but I mean, he doesn't see that. And that kind of stays... Yeah. And that kind of stays by my TV. I don't move it.
Yeah.
So where else would he see that?
Yeah. Okay, so we covered a lot so far, but there's one thing we still haven't covered. We need to cover the prediction.
Of two people. We didn't talk about the lady at the Dollar Tree.
We didn't?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
So there was a lady at the Dollar Tree a week after that older man's prediction, saying the same thing. 7.5 to 8 pound baby, healthy. And she even said that my next one was going to be a girl. And she was like, I can tell that you're stressing out about your pregnancy, this pregnancy. She's like, don't worry. He's going to be super healthy. Like, don't you stop stressing yourself out. And I was like, oh, thank you. Like, I don't know.
You're like, don't tell me what to do. I'm going to fucking freak out now. Okay?
He said my niece is going to be a girl. What? Anyways. So, yeah. Literally, we're at the Dollar Tree and we're getting stuff for our baby shower. And as soon as we walked out, I called you. This girl said, you want to know what this girl, she was doing this and this and blah, blah, blah. And she said, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. So I called you. Whatever. Flipped out. Me and Pat were like, that's fucking crazy. And then come delivery day, so like I said, I had him on the 21st. On the 20th, I was having extremely bad pain. And this was my second time in the emergency room for stomach pain. When I was pregnant with Josh, I didn't feel cramping because they induced my labor. I was induced that time. So I didn't really feel cramping. And then when I started to, they fucking shot me up and I didn't feel nothing. And I was knocked the fuck out for like 2 hours, right? So for this time, I was like, okay, this feels like cramping, but I don't know. Like, I'm not too sure. Like, I'm just scared. Like, let's just go in. Let's just check. And sure enough, they're already like, oh, you're already, like 1.5 centimeters. Like, you're opening. Like, that's what you're feeling. I was like, okay. They sent me home. The 20th, I went back in. And I'm like, I can't breathe. Like, I feel like I'm going to shit myself. Like, I'm feeling so many things. I want to go. They're like, okay, we go at like 4. Because by 4, I was like, I can't handle it. I literally cannot handle it. And I just missed my OB by 5 fucking minutes. By 5 minutes. Because he just finished delivering for the day. Like, that was it. So I go in. They run all my tests. They belt me up. And they're like, oh, yeah, like, we can see you're having contractions. I'm like, yeah, girl. And she's like, well, how painful are they? And I'm like, they're painful. Like, I'm fucking shaking. Like, they're fucking painful. And she was like, okay, well, let's check your cervix. Nope. Still 1.5. And they're like, okay, well, your OB wants us to keep you. Because, mind you, the first time that I went, I was barely hitting, I think it was 37 weeks. I had just hit 37 weeks. So they're like, oh, they're like, oh, you're not even full term yet. You're not even full term. So let's wait. If you want to wait here, you can, to see if you start going into labor on your own. Or you can go home, and then if it continues, then you could come back. And I was already there for an hour. And I was like...
Oh, he's getting pissed.
Sorry, dude.
He's like, why do you always tell this fucking story?
He's like, get over it.
Get over it. Fuck, you never let me live it down.
And then time goes on, right? I go home that day. Then, like I said, the 20th, whatever. They're like, oh, Dr. Lee, which is actually the same OB that I had with Josh, was like, keep her overnight, and see if she goes into labor on her own. If she does, call me and I'll be right there. Bitch, I didn't go into labor. I didn't fucking open an inch that night. But they're like, I guess my OB told the nurse, like, if she continues to be in pain and she's still having contractions, keep her. In the morning, if she's still going through the same thing, I'm gonna open her up, because I was apparently gonna have an 8-pound baby. So my OB said, you're gonna have an 8-pound baby. It looks like he's about 8 pounds, and because you're so tiny, I don't think you're gonna be able to push him out on your own. Pat was all happy. Oh, I make fucking basketball players, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and I'm like, shut up. That was me. I made him. I did that.
Yeah.
So he was all happy. Okay. Hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out.
8 pounds, 7 feet. He's gonna be a basketball playing.
Yeah.
Like wide receiver.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Apparently. Okay. So they're like, okay, you're gonna have a cesarean, like, no questions. I was like, all right. So when they were telling me, like, oh, we're gonna keep you, and then Dr. Lee said, like, if you're not gonna continue, like, if you don't continue on your own to have or to go into labor, tomorrow morning he's gonna come in at 8 or at 7, and you're gonna have your cesarean. And I was like, okay, fuck it. Like if I'm having an 8-pound fucking baby, there's no way. Like, I had trouble pushing Josh out, and Josh was only 6 pounds 7 ounces. So, like, Josh got stuck, right? So they had to help me or whatever. So I'm like, fuck, if I could barely push out a 6-pound, imagine a fucking 8-pound baby? Like, that's fucking crazy.
8-pound basketball playing baby?
Yeah.
Insanity.
Crazy. So then, whatever, right? Time goes on. All night. Nothing. Fucking nothing. Around, 2 in the morning, I stopped contracting. Like, the line, like, on the little TV computer thing was straight. Like, I was no up, no down.
Like you're dead.
Yeah. And then, like, at 6, it started up again. Like, as soon as I started to move in, like, to wake up, sure enough, there it was. But tell me why Dr. Lee, instead of coming in at 7, came in at 6, checked my cervix, and was like, nope, you're having a cesarean. So you're going to have a cesarean at 8.
You went like that. Like, he just...
Yeah. Literally. Like 2 fingers and that's it. 2 fingers and that's... Because, you know why I'm telling you this? Because the nurse stuck her whole fucking hand in there, and that shit hurt.
She's like,
you know what? I don't know about this. Like, let me...
You're like, that's my asshole.
Yeah. She's like, let me go open your fucking lungs or some shit, you know? Like...
Controlling you like a puppet.
Hey.
Like, I'm pregnant.
I'm having an 8-pound baby.
Like, I'm going to have a basketball playing baby. The doctor's coming. She's like,
she's just like, oh, sorry, man, doctor.
I was just checking her guts and shit, make sure everything's working up to standard.
So I just wanted to make sure she had 2 lungs.
Yeah, so I was checking through the back door,
Anyways, so she was all up in there, and the shit fucking hurt. Whereas to my doctor, the Dr. Lee, just like 2 fingers, and was like, girl, you're not even opening. You're still at 1.5. He was like, so I'm going to schedule a cesarean at 8. We'll get it done. I was like, all right, let's fucking do it. Let's do it. Sure enough, they pushed it back till 9. By 9:15, he was out. Guess how much he weighed? 6 pounds. 5 fucking ounces. 17 inches long. That's some shit, huh? That's some fucking shit. Dude.
That is not a basketball player.
He's a fucking, I don't know what he is. He's an artist.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to find a new career, dude. Okay.
I feel like a bitch. Oh, my poor baby.
He's gonna listen back to it and be like,
what the fuck, Mom?
Yeah, after he just like got denied playing like a career in basketball, and he's like, she knew the whole time.
Fucking predicted this shit. Why didn't she tell me?
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, my whole life was a lie. My dad made me play basketball.
Yeah, for my whole life.
I was an artist.
And that's the route I was supposed to go.
Yeah, that's crazy to be like, well, that's an art, baby.
What though too? Because I was only 37 weeks, I didn't go to full term. Like I wasn't 39 weeks or 40 weeks, whatever, Like for Josh, I was 39 weeks. Like I was on the last day of 39 weeks before it hit 40 weeks to have him. I felt like maybe if I would have waited, he could have gotten bigger. But like I said, with all my fucking health issues, with all that pain, like I was like, nah, just get him out. Who even knows what that fucking pain was? You get me? Like, if he wasn't trying to get out, like, maybe that's the cause. I don't know. Who knows? Who fucking knows? But
either way, I think that if you would have been, if it would have been full term, he would have still been an artist.
Yeah. He still would have been a short king.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen his mom?
Yeah.
Have you seen his dad?
Yeah.
We ain't tall.
Yeah. That's what he's like. He's going to be a basketball player. You're like, do we look like basketball players?
Where?
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what's fucking crazy? Like, Josh hugs me. Mind you, again, look at his mom. And I know I know pretty much no one has really met his dad. But, like, his dad wasn't tall either.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at Josh, or I hug Josh, and Josh is, like, half of me. Like, he's so fucking tall. Already. He's so fucking tall. And I was talking to my sister, and I was like, hey, Amanda, like, do you think he's gonna be tall? Like, look at him. Like, he is fucking tall. But then I was thinking, too, like, maybe it's one of those, like, where they grow quick now and then, like, stop at one point.
Oh, I see what you mean. Kind of like he has, like, his growth spurt and then is just kind of stays at that height. Like, he doesn't get taller.
Yeah.
It could be.
Who knows?
But it could also just be, like, one of those things, like, where, like, a kid will have, like, short parents, and then it could even be, like, generational, where it's just, like, there was a tall family member at some point, and it skips a few generations.
Some of Pat's family members on his... I don't know, but, like, his uncles are tall. Yeah. Pat's, like, the only short one.
Yeah, so that's why it could be, like... It could be one of those. He could still be a basketball player.
Yeah.
He could just be skinny, like a skinny
legend right now.
Yeah. Skinny. He could be the next Yao Ming.
All right. I'm over it. You're gonna shut the fuck up. Fucking asshole. I fucking can't with you, dude. You're stupid.
So, if anyone also needs like a point of reference for what we're talking about, listen to, I think you were in episode 6, I think.
Yes.
I think it was episode 6.
No, 10.
No, that was my parents.
Yeah.
I think it was episode 6.
Yeah. One of those. Just look for my fucking name, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it says Toni in it. So it's this one and the other one. But in that episode, we talk about, like I said earlier, Toni was pregnant during that episode. Yeah. And there was 2 different times where someone came up to her and told her, your baby's going to be 7.5, 8 pounds, around there.
And healthy.
Yeah, and healthy. And
I was going through some shit, and I thought they weren't healthy.
Yeah, because one of them was, well, I mean, we go into detail in the episode, but
yeah, just go fucking listen to it. Just go.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And that was apparently something they were both super fucking wrong on. So that's the thing. Yeah. The thing is, they at least knew it was going to be healthy. Mm-hmm. Fine.
But it's crazy though. Like, I was talking to so many people after I had Eli, and they were all like, it's just because your belly looked so big. Because mind you, I don't get fat when I'm pregnant, which is weird. Mm-hmm. But I get big. Like, my belly gets big.
Yeah, you just have a big belly, and that's it.
Yeah. So a lot of people were like, yeah, your belly just looked big. Like, and that's probably what he was basing it off of, because my belly was so big.
And you just stayed tiny, and you're normally tiny.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and
you just
like,
have a
it's
big
not like
tummy.
I got fat. Like I kid you not, literally just belly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of see it. But it's like, bro, I had a whole C-section because you said I was having an 8-pound baby. And now I have to live with this giant fucking scar, for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I hope the next one, like, I know that, I know usually they say, like, once you have a C-section, you only can have a C-section. Mm-hmm. But I've read now, like, apparently that's not true anymore. Like, now if you can have, like, a natural birth, even though you had a C-section. But I don't know how true that is. Fuck.
Yeah. Someone fact check that.
Let us know.
So apart from that, there was another thing we needed to cover.
Yes.
From the last episode, which we needed a follow-up update.
Yes.
Which was basically all you could talk about, which was getting fucked up. And did that happen?
That has not happened.
Okay, not like the way it's not like the way we described. Not the way
that I wanted it to happen, which is like how we described.
Like where you don't remember, but everyone else does.
Yeah, but I have been drinking a lot more than normal, mind you, because I can't breastfeed. Okay, mm-hmm. Like my body just doesn't work that way. I guess I don't know. So I've become reliant a lot on formula, which is great because now I can drink and I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, no, I haven't drank like that in a fat minute, and every time I try to, no one's really on my level.
I get that.
Yeah.
Welcome to my entire drinking career.
Yeah, because I'll be sitting there with like 2-3 fucking drinks and then nothing, like everyone's like on their first one still.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
Just come and drink with me. I go through those drinks on a fucking Monday night. But there's at least because from what I know, you hadn't like really been drinking like heavily, or it's like if you have like a couple drinks here and there, whatever, mm-hmm, it's mm-hmm. different. But like for Thanksgiving, because we do Thanksgiving at the Crack House.
Yes. Actually, I would say that's the first time that I was kind of like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that night was, I mean, everyone was here. I'm not going to name the list. It's like the flight logs to Epstein Island. We're not going to list off all the people that were here. Mm-hmm. Because they're gonna, can't be held accountable for the things that they the crimes they may or may not have committed when you come to the crack house. It's kind of like having to sign an NDA.
For the one who will not be named, your little bitch, and he knows who he is.
Yeah. He definitely knows who he is.
Yes.
He's gonna be like, God damn it!
They're fucking. I know it.
I need to be on the podcast now. I'm gonna call her a bitch.
I have to fucking call her more. That fucking bitch.
But yeah, that night, we had a lot of people here. And normally, I think I don't know if I went over it in an episode. I don't think I really covered it that much, but, the Crack House is pretty small and we had like maybe 20 people here. Oh, he's smiling. He's in pain.
He's gonna cry.
Oh, no.
It's like he doesn't know. He's gonna cry and laugh.
He's going through it right now. Yeah. I need to get a camera. Start setting that up. Damn it! God damn it! That's what everyone always fucking tells me.
When are you gonna do
a video podcast? When are you gonna do a video podcast? Are you gonna fucking edit it, bitch? Shut the fuck up.
Okay? I'll edit it. I don't know how, but
you're like, I'll do it. I'll fucking edit it. I'll fucking figure it out right now.
Just pay me in mics, and I got that shit, bro.
I know. Give you like 4 months worth of work, and then you just go through like a case in a night, and you're like, it's done. Post it up tomorrow.
I'm like, oh, do you have any experience? No.
Oh, fuck. I'll Google it, okay? I'll go on YouTube and watch a tutorial.
Post, cut, edit, that we're good.
That's all you need. It's surprisingly easy to edit. Yeah, so the crack house is a pretty small house. And we had a lot of, it's surprising to see like how much space we made by opening shit up.
Yeah, literally. I was gonna say that, like, surprisingly, like, with how small it is in here, there was a lot of fucking people in here. And
yeah,
it was like
pretty comfortable. Yeah, exactly.
Like, we weren't like squishing, we weren't like fucking sardines. Like, we were.
Yeah, like everyone had their own space to kind of sit. Yeah. So we had a surprising amount of people here, and a surprising mix of different
personalities.
But
you know what's really cool about that? Like, I feel like we all matched each other really well.
Yeah.
Like, we're all weird in our own way, but I felt like we were all able to, like...
Well, especially, like, Thanksgiving. Like, Thanksgiving is not, like, an open invite to, like, everyone to just come and party. It's... he keeps laughing at us.
Yeah, he keeps laughing. Like, I don't know what that's... But you see, he has, like, a little dimple.
Oh, yeah.
Over here. Just wait. You'll see it.
We'll do another follow-up.
Yeah.
Follow-up episode at some point.
Maybe like in like 2 months.
Yeah, 3. The dimple update.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing with like Thanksgiving here. It's always like per person, that like it's not just like, oh, bring whoever. It's like, I'm inviting you because I want you to be here, and I think you'll get along with everyone. Because it's like, if I've had parties here where it's just like someone's like, can I bring a few friends? Like, yeah, I'll go for it. But it's like when I do Thanksgiving, it's like I'm inviting you. It's a little bit
different, yeah.
Yeah, I'm inviting you, and that's it. And it's like a pretty short list of people that come. And that's why that night it was like you could sit and talk with anyone, and everyone's like, hey, what's up? Like, even if I don't know you, like, I'll kick it with you.
Yeah, because I was just talking to he who will not be named.
Yeah.
Little bitch. But it's like everyone was kind of chiming in at one point at that table.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh. Kind of like you guys.
Yeah, where it's like
cool. You're vibing.
No one's like awkward or just like I don't want to talk to anyone. Everyone's there to have a good time and hang out. But everyone got pretty fucked up that night. Everyone would go outside and people were smoking in the house. People were smoking outside. I went through that entire bottle of bourbon.
I know.
That's all I was drinking.
I know.
The whole fucking night. Everyone wanted like a sip of it here and there, but I was just like chipping away at the bottle the whole night. And what did you drink that night?
I had 2 Buzz Balls and 2 tall cans. Oh, the Soul.
Oh, that's
I think right. I brought those, and I just asked you to buy me Buzz Balls.
Yeah. Because you weren't gonna come. I don't think you.
Yeah, like it was kind of like a last minute. Like, I know, like that week I was like, oh yeah, and then like something happened, and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go. And then like, last minute, day of, I was like, I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm going.
You're like, I think I can go. Like, I kind of want to have drinks. I'm like, name your drink, I'll get it.
Yeah, and I got 2 but I didn't drink 2 Buzz Balls because I gave it to the little bitch because he was complaining because he didn't have anything to drink.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, well, you need to match me because this is not going to work. I need you to be on my level.
He took a swig of my bourbon because he, like, through the whole night, I was just, like, drinking it out of a glass. And he's like, I want to take a shot with you. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Like, hell yeah. And he took a shot of it and was like, oh.
Yeah, I know.
When I was like, yeah, dude, I'm no rookie to this shit. But yeah, I remember that you had the Souls and then...
and then the Buzz Ball. I chugged the Buzz Ball. Because I felt behind. Yeah. Because everyone was already chilling and I was like, oh, hell no. And I made sure to not eat so I could be
Yeah, that's
on
a
that
pro.
level.
That's a pro strat.
Yeah.
I used to do that all the time when I lived. That's another thing. At some point, I'm going to talk about the Whittier Chronicles. When which I'll tell you after we're done recording, kind of like the actual idea I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a weird time.
Yeah.
But during that time is when I was like, obviously out of my mind. But when I was living in Whittier, I would go through my day and just kind of not eat. And then, or eat things that are like really light. And then at the end of the night, just like slam through booze because my tolerance was super high, but I didn't want to just, I had to drink a lot to get drunk. And that was the only way to do it. I was like, I'm not spending money on food now. And all my money's going into booze and I get more drunk.
Yeah.
So pretty
That's
pro
kind of
strat.
how I think about it now too.
You're like, I'm going to get drunk, but it's
Yeah.
going to cost me more if I get food and booze.
Yeah. So I'm
Now
just going to do alcohol.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? I don't really drink these anymore. My kind of poison of choice right now is Crown Apple and cranberry juice.
Nice.
It's a fucking Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm fucking chugging them. That's been like my thing for the last like month.
You're like, how long?
Because he's 2 months. So for like for the last month.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though? I had to go get testing done, right? When
you
I
looked
had
at him like you didn't want him to hear. He's like, you were drinking after I was born, right? You're like, sure.
Yeah, that's it, kid. Should be quiet.
Yeah.
But
Mama's
it's crazy.
talking right
It's
now.
crazy though because I had to go get a bunch of testing done when I had him because that's when like all my shit started to go like downhill, right? Tell me why my doctor was like, "Are you an alcoholic?" He's like, "You can tell me. It's okay.
No.
You can smell it on my breath."
Yeah, why don't you take a step back,
But I
bro?
was like, literally no, like, cause it started to go downhill for me on my birthday. So a week before my birthday, I had symptoms of whatever the fuck was going on with me, but it went away. And then on my birthday, a week later, like it came full force. Like I couldn't breathe. I was like hyperventilating, like almost passed out. It was like a whole thing. Like got rushed to the emergency. It was like literally a whole fucking thing. Then they're like, oh, well, there's not really much we can do for you. Like, we ran all, like, these tests, but it's not showing anything. And what it is showing is something that you need a specialist for. So we can't recommend that. You have to go to your physician, and he has to recommend it. But you can take the paperwork so you don't have to do retesting. And I'm like, okay. So, like, a few days later, I went to my doctor, and he, like, with all my chart shit, he was like, are you an alcoholic? And I was like, no. I literally had a glass of wine the day before my birthday. Not even on my birthday. I didn't even drink on my birthday. And he's like, yeah, I can see, like, your birthday's November 16th, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. So what the fuck is wrong with me? And he's like, oh, specialist is going to reach out to you, blah, blah, blah. And we have to run more tests. And we have to find out what's going on because this makes no sense. Like, your chart is everywhere. I was like, okay. But yeah.
That sucks too because you're like actually not an alcoholic. And
I'm not.
And then he's like, I know.
What'd you say, bitch?
I was like, you're not an alcoholic. You're like, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm like, oh, fuck. I just said that, bro. Fuck. But it's like, he's like, are you an alcoholic? I know. It's like 2 p.m. Both of us were like, we're not alcoholics. It's fucking not even 3 p.m. right now. We're already down a couple tall cans. Whatever. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. We're both stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So for them to be like, are you an alcoholic? And you're like, no, I'm not an alcoholic. And they're like looking at your chart. They're like, oh, it's kind of weird.
Sure.
Doesn't add up. But I mean, people with charts like this, they usually are alcoholics. And you're like, well, I'm not. And they're like, okay, well, I'm not either. But you know, okay, my charts don't.
But
look
my
like
shit
this.
don't say this.
That's so shitty. And you're like, I'm not an
'Cause,
alcoholic.
like,
You don't have
there's-
to lie to me.
Yeah, literally. Because too, like, there's something going on with my liver, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, it could be fatty liver disease, or you're just genuinely an alcoholic. And I'm just like, well,
And they-
I
and
know
then
I'm not an alcoholic.
And they look at you like,
so what is
which one is it? It's pretty weird.
Literally, because even after I was like, well, I'm not an alcoholic. Like for the last 9 months, I was pregnant, and I only had a glass of wine.
They're
day
like,
before
that poor baby.
Yeah, and they're like, no, girl, you need a specialist now.
That
I was
sucks.
like, fuck, dude, are you serious? But yeah.
And then now we're talking about our favorite drinks.
at 2:53 p.m. Oh no, wait, what? Okay, take this away from me.
Yeah.
Is it hot in here?
I know. We're like, oh my god, it's like fucking a million billion degrees right now. It's like fucking not even 3 in the afternoon, and we're like sweating and drunk. Oh god.
And they're like, it's actually 63 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's actually freezing outside. There's high wind warnings right now.
Oh, that's funny.
Whatever, mom. Cut the cord, okay? You should get off my back. That's good. That's good. I'm glad you're getting your shit figured out. Because it sounds like everything's going smooth.
Yeah, it's going great.
Yeah, I think I think one of the other times I'd seen you like get like kind of, well, you got like drunk but like really fast was for one of my birthdays. I think it was for my 30th.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I don't have birthday parties.
Yeah.
So it's for my 30th. In the garage, yeah. And you showed up and you had like a couple drinks and then you're like, "Can I play games?"
I had 2 tall cans and half of your fucking Jello shots because no one was eating them.
Oh yeah.
And Noelle brought a bag filled, or somebody brought a bag filled with Jello shots, and someone just so happened to put them right next to me, and
then they disappeared.
I was like,
yeah,
fucking all of them, dude. Like I had a stack.
That's when cause
that was really fun. And then like we were talking in our last episode, I got really good at that hook game. Yeah, I'm a fucking beast. Can you get me another one?
Sure. So I remember another part from that night. Mm-hmm. Because, like you said with the ring game, I remember
was a fucking beast or what?
That you had like disappeared because there wasn't a lot of us there that night, but like we had a bunch of shit.
There kind of was. Oh, I just spit, but there kind of was.
Yeah, because we had a bunch of stuff set up.
Leaving, I felt like more people were coming in. Dude, that slot machine.
You were there for like fucking an hour or two, and that was it. You bounced. You're like, I'm drunk.
I couldn't stay, and not only because because I was drunk, but because I had Josh at home. Because I had plans for that night, and I accomplished them.
Yeah.
And I was get fucked up.
Yeah, because I remember you came up to me at one point and said something, and then later on, you had come up and like I was standing somewhere, and you came right up to my face, and you're like, "Can I play the ring game?" And I'm like, "Go for it." And you're like, "Okay." And then you walked away.
I was so fucking drunk that night.
And then we had, because we had, the slot machine, the ring game set up. We had darts, and then we had like
I think we said the same thing too last episode, where I was like, I wasn't sure if I can go play the game because I know the girls were sitting right there.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we had it all kind of like crossing each other. So it's like if someone was playing darts, someone else couldn't really play the ring game because it's kind of you're getting in each other's way.
Yep.
But it's like if someone's not playing these like certain games, then you could do whatever.
Yeah.
But it was set up pretty well.
No one was really like playing. Everyone was like chit chatting and drinking. And I was like, no, I'm here for the games and I'm here for the booze. Let's go.
And then we had one of the fucking coolest setups. We had a big sheet.
Projector.
Yeah, we had a sheet set up.
It was a sheet?
Yeah, it was a sheet.
Oh shit.
And then we had the projector.
I thought it was like
on it, like an actual screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a big white sheet that we just pulled like kind of tight, and then we had a projector set up at a certain angle, so we had my Xbox connected, and then we were able to play games. And I downloaded like a couple of like, I think it was like Metal Slug. A couple like Mortal Kombat, like just games that any two people could pick up.
What was that one? Peggle, the one with the ball and you go bing bing. Yeah, I saw that on there too.
Yeah, but I had a few games downloaded where it was just kind of like brainless stuff. What the fuck? She fucking says that all the time. She'll just be here and be like, "Yeah, I'm listening right now." I'm like,
"Oh, she's listening, dude." Oh, she hears us.
The fucking no one's gonna hear it anyway. But you heard it, so now you know that I'm not schizo. Yeah, I fucking heard it.
That's fucking crazy. That's scary.
Well, I guess it.
What is that, Alexa?
It's Google.
Google? Fuck that.
Yeah. She's like, here's some results I found on your mom. So I don't know what the fuck that thing. It always like catches us saying like a certain phrase.
She works at CVS.
Yeah.
She's up at 10:30.
Yeah, and I'm like,
What'd you
what
say?
the fuck? How did you know that? But we also had a game set up, and it is a game that you and I used to play
Yes.
to like a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
Saints Row 2.
I think I finished that game in 2 days. Like I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have that at home.
What?
The
Lao
chili.
Gama? Lao Gama, Lao Gama, Lao Gama.
Yeah, fucking Pat loves that shit. He puts that shit on everything.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's life changing.
Yeah.
We always have Lao Gama in the house.
Fuck that. That shit's too hot for me. But.
Oh, well.
Well, anyways, Saints Row. Yes.
Are you like you're like?
Dude, I'm like contemplating. Like I miss that game so fucking much, dude. And I wish. So Pat wants to get a PlayStation, when we get our income taxes because 2 kids. We gotta share this money now. I'm just like, I'm fucking balling.
I never got my tax return last year.
That's concerning.
Yeah. So whatever. Anyway.
Well, anyways, point is he wants to get a PS5, and I just so fucking wished that I can play Saints Row when he gets that, but you can't. You can't because it's an Xbox game, right?
I don't know, but I don't know if PS5 is gonna have Saints Row 2 because Saints Row 3 is gay.
I like it. I do like it.
But it's not as good.
But it's not Saints Row 2.
Yeah, Saints Row 2 is perfect.
I can't go for Saints Row the first one. I can't. That's just too...
Yeah. They hadn't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
The formula was perfect with 2.
Yeah.
And then 3 was ridiculous.
That was just it. 3, I can't.
Yeah.
But the last one, well, what is that? 3? 4? I don't know.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 or some shit like that. That one's probably going to be on the
point
newer
is... Okay. Point is... I liked both of them. I wish I could play them. And I'm just going to have to buy an Xbox instead.
Yeah. We have a 360 sitting right here.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's an old 360 right here.
Does it work?
I haven't tested it. There's a bunch of like old tech in here.
I was going to say, why is that like, why?
It's like, yeah, it's a bunch of like old controllers and
well,
like
if
stuff.
it works, give it to me.
Okay. You can buy like a 360. You don't even need a 360. You can buy like an Xbox One and stream it on on Game Pass. Like, you can download it and buy it. That's why I had.
That's what you had. Yeah.
So you can get it on an Xbox One and not have to go so far back like a 360.
The point is, the soundtrack.
Soundtrack.
The soundtrack on Saints Row 2.
Saying it slower and still wrong. You're like soundtracked, and then you're like soundtracked. What am I saying? Did you ever see that video?
I need some water.
There's a girl who's like, trying to like clean her hands, and she's like, so this is the kind of sand sanitizer. And then she's sand sanitizer.
She was on TikTok.
she's just saying it. She's like,
and it doesn't sound right.
Sand sanitizer.
Like you're not functioning.
Sand.
Like something's wrong. The stimulation is not stimulating right now.
The soundtracked. Soundtracked.
Anyways, point is
soundtrack.
That soundtrack on Saints Row 2 cannot fucking go wrong. No matter what station you went on, it was fucking hit. No matter what.
That was the thing too. There's like multiple bands that I got into because of that.
Yes, literally. So here's the craziest thing. So my brother, Angel, he didn't just get into Fortnite, but he's into Fortnite, right? Mm-hmm. But he plays his own music. And he was listening to this song when I went there the other day, and he was like, "Oh, where's this from?" I'm like, boy, it's Saints Row 2, the fuck? Can't test me? Like, what? You know you're talking to?
For everyone that's listening this whole time, Tony's had her mic on a stand, and after a second drink, she's like, I'm gonna hold this shit, and she took it off the stand, is now like holding like she's fucking Eminem, like rap battling me right now. So the soundtrack, gas.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how
I
we
mean,
found
even
out.
for the last one that they did, the 5, the Thor. What the fuck?
Oh my god. Oh no, the baby's crying.
Hold on.
We're gonna take a quick intermission. Got to go put the baby in the quiet room.
By himself.
Okay, we're back.
Hello.
Yeah, Tony had to put Eli in the gulag because he was being bad.
What the fuck?
But yeah, we were talking about Saints Row, some music. One of the things I fucking got, it changed my life for one, because of two bands that it introduced me to, which was Does It Offend You? Yeah. And
Really? I thought you.
Nope. I found out about it through, because in the game, it has We Are Rock Stars, and I was like, this song's so insane, it's so cool. And then I looked up their album after, and I think they only have one album. Then the band broke up, and yeah, I used to listen to Does It Offend You? Yeah, all the fucking time.
Yeah,
and
I
then
remember.
The other band that it got me into was Kasabian. Kasabian was also, like, I listened extensively to all of Kasabian's music, and just to show too, like, how long ago this was, I had all of Kasabian's, like, albums downloaded and burned onto CDs, and I had their yeah. So
You're old.
yeah. Okay. Well, you were there too, so
I didn't fucking burn anything. I'll tell you that much right
okay,
now.
whatever. But yeah, Kasabian and Does It Offend You? Yeah, I remember listening to those bands a lot, and then I remember I had, like, a bunch of other cool bands like Paramore and Deftones.
Well, the station that I would listen to always played Paramore, and then I'm like, oh shit, and then, like, you got that one fucking Alicia Keys song,
Oh yeah,
and I was like, oh shit, and then, like, I kept listening to it, and I'm like, oh shit, this is my shit.
yeah,
I like this.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
a lot of fucking good music on there.
Yeah.
It's not even, like, it's so funny that, like, the first thing we think back, like, because we played Saints Row a lot, but like, the music in it, especially because this is something that I miss, that I wish that, like, newer consoles could do, which I get now it's kind of, like, obsolete, but at the time, remember on the 360 you can if you had music downloaded into your Xbox,
Yeah, it would
you could
do
play
the
it.
thing.
Yeah, you could play it over the game that you're playing.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But, like, in Saints Row 2, you could download songs into your, like, MP3 player, and when you're just, like, running around, like, you can listen to whatever tracks you bought.
Yeah, and not only that, or you meant when you went to the music store, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could buy it and you could just listen to it, so you don't have to be in a car listening to a radio station.
Yes,
You could just
I
buy,
fucking
like,
love that.
yeah, you could buy all the songs you like and then just listen to them on loop forever.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Saints Row 2, goated.
The shit. Yeah.
Goated, for real. It's,
Like anytime anyone's like, oh, like, what's your favorite, like console? I always have to say Xbox because of that. Like, don't get me wrong, I play GTA. I love GTA 2. Like, I like all that, whatever. But it's
Saints
like
Row.
nothing hits like the Xbox. The little X in the circle, and and then fucking Saints Row.
360, the 360 was a fucking,
Was it, dude?
was the console.
Yeah.
All the fucking little PlayStation homos, whatever. 'Kay?
Dude, honestly,
The 360,
get a
goated.
fucking Xbox.
Yeah.
Get an Xbox, and then come talk to me.
Yeah. PlayStation, whatever.
As someone who's never had a PlayStation.
Yeah. Whatever. Like,
Fuck off, dude.
yeah, like, I don't know. I think there wasn't like any PlayStation games that were, like, exclusives that I ever thought about, like,
Yeah, like, ooh, I'm
crossing
gonna play
over.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I agree.
yeah,
And I
but
feel like that had a lot to do with my dad, though, because my dad only had an Xbox. And
Yeah.
he was like, here,
he's like,
here's
what am
an
I,
Xbox.
yeah, he's like, what am I, gay?
what the
I'm not
fuck is a
gonna get-
PlayStation?
Yeah,
Here.
we're an Xbox family.
Yeah, we don't do that PlayStation
Yeah.
bullshit.
Like, I had a PS2, but, like, growing up I had like, Nintendo stuff. Like, I had a GameCube, I had an N64, a GameCube, and then I had a
I had
PS2.
a Playboy.
A Playboy?
Oh, no, wait.
A porno mag?
Whoa. Wait, a Game Boy.
I used to have a stash of Playboys under my bed.
Just under my bed.
Yeah.
I would play with it at night.
It's a different kind of game you were playing. Just you've told so much stuff on this episode.
I feel like
I used to read the Playboys. I actually read the articles.
Oh my god, I have to pee. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
A Game Boy.
A Game Boy. I had a Game Boy, and I had a
PSP.
PSP.
But
I had the Hannah Montana PSP, so it was special. It was purple.
It's funny. Hannah Montana PSP and a Playboy.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, that was fun.
Yeah.
You had to be there at night. Ooh, I gotta breathe.
Whatever. Saints Row was awesome. Saints Row is one of the most fucking goated games of all time. Xbox 360, goated. But whatever. I wanted to talk about you also, because this whole tangent went off because of I had Saints Row 2 playing the night of my party.
Yeah.
And we had it on the projector and it was fun.
Yeah.
But the reason I had brought that up was because that was one of the nights I'd seen you kind of drunk. Mm-hmm. And then one of the only times outside of that was when we went to go see Yellow Days.
Yeah.
And that was...
It was around my birthday.
It was around my birthday. Because it was for your birthday.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm trying to remember when it was, like 4 years ago?
Oof.
Because you had...
No, not 4 years. Maybe
had...
like 3 years.
Oh, maybe.
Because I had already had Josh at that time.
And
so
that
I'm going to say maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, around there.
And for those of you that don't know, my dad got me into Yellow Days.
Yeah.
So seeing Yellow Days was a big thing for me. But even his opener was like really fucking good. And honestly, I don't even listen to his music anymore, and I really wish I did.
Yellow Days?
But no, the guy that opened for him.
I forgot his name. Rick Wilson.
Rick Wilson?
I think so.
Okay.
He was really good.
He was really good. Like he got the crowded.
Yeah.
He got the crowd.
He got the crowded.
The crowd pumped.
Yeah. They also had a song together at the end, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
That's when I remember hearing that song. I was like, man, that song's a banger.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he came out and they finished like the whole set together.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was like what, 3? You said like 3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, I want to say like 3 years ago. Or maybe like 3.5.
Yeah.
Because I remember I just had Josh maybe a few months before that. Mm-hmm. Or maybe not. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I think he was at least like a year.
Yeah. So let's say 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember we went and because it was at the observatory, which is awesome because the observatory is super small.
Yeah.
And it's like
like I literally even though I knew we were so far back, like,
we
I could see the people in front of me.
Yeah.
But like I could still see him. I could still see
really close still.
The whole shebang, and I was like, oh shit.
The whole venue is really small.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Yeah, it was super, super cool.
Super emotional.
Yeah, it really was. And that was also, so I remember like before we went, we stopped at like 7-Eleven, got drinks. Mm-hmm. And then I think it was like
I was trying to chug them because you're like, oh, don't get out of the car until you chug all the fucking drinks I got you. I was like, yeah, I'm not. So I remember I sat there and I was like, go.
Trying to drink through.
I was trying to because at the time I didn't drink that much. Yeah. I didn't drink that much at all. So I was like, oh my god.
I was trying to smash out like 3 or like 2. I was
trying to like keep up with you because you were also drinking too, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta. I couldn't do it. It fucking was. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And I think I even when we got there, I was like, no, I can't. Yeah. And I think you killed the rest of my drink.
I think, you got through most of it because we drank them on the way there. Mm-hmm. And then when we got there, I was like, let's just skull them and finish them. And I did mine, and I was like, well, hurry up. And you're like,
you're like, hurry the fuck up. And I remember seeing everybody like leaving their cars, and I was like, oh shit. And I was trying, but I couldn't. Yeah.
So eventually we got through them, and then we went inside, and I think we got drinks.
We got drinks inside too.
Yeah.
And I still have my shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I ain't letting that shit go.
Yeah. I mean, I guess why would you? Yeah. But yeah, I remember we went in and then we got like drinks and everything, so we kind of like were able to set up a little more. And yeah, we weren't like close, but the venue's so small. It's like it kind of doesn't matter where you are. If you can see the stage, you're really close.
Yeah.
And like the night was super fun, but that was like I think one of the times that I had seen you like pretty drunk.
No, I was fucking obliterated.
Yeah. Do you remember we got Carl's Jr. after?
I don't even remember that.
Really?
Wait.
We like sat in the parking lot.
Yeah, and there was like a building right there, and I was
Yeah.
like kind of sketched out. Yeah. Actually, I do. Yeah. But for sure, 1,000 fucking %, I was fucking obliterated because I remember like I couldn't even hold my phone to record. I was just crying the whole fucking time. Like I don't even think I was like enjoying it. I think I was just fucking crying the whole time.
Yeah. You were like, it was both sides of it, where it was like I don't want to be here, but I'm happy that I'm here.
Yeah. 100%.
That was the thing too. Like, even though I knew it was gonna be one of those things that it was gonna be kind of like emotional.
Too? Yeah, but you know what's crazy too? Like they were playing like music at first that's like I knew, but it wasn't their hits.
Yeah.
And then they played their hits, and I was like, "That's it. I'm
over.
fucking done.
Yeah,
that's it."
There's like certain
Take
songs.
Me home.
Yeah, you would hear it come on, and you're like, I remember you were
like they didn't even start singing. It was
Yeah.
the fucking instrumental bullshit.
Yeah, you would like, hear it start, and you look at me and be like, "Oh, I can't do this," and I'm like, "You're not going anywhere."
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was a good time though.
Yeah, I don't regret it at all.
Yeah,
I think it was like something that like needed to happen, because even to this day I can't listen to Yellow Days. Like when it comes on, I have to change it.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of music that I have like that I can't listen, because it's different. Like if I'm drunk, obviously it's like,
yeah, then fucking play that and let's jam out together. And
no,
I'm
but
gonna
it's
cry
like
with you,
yeah, I'm gonna cry still, but
yeah,
it's
I'm
like,
gonna cry, but it's like,
but when I'm like sober and I listen to
it,
yeah, it's gonna make me cry and it's gonna make me upset, and I hate crying sober. Not a pussy. I'll cry when I'm drunk, not when I'm sober. I hate it.
Why are we on the same mental wave right now?
Also, for everyone listening during our break, I realized that Toni and I are dressed also exactly the same.
Yeah, we're all in fucking black.
Yeah, black crew neck.
Like, bro.
Whatever. Anyway,
there's some bleach on that shit. Turn it orange.
It's gonna get fucked up at some point.
Mine too. This is new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna get ruined at some point. It's crazy to think that we can fuck up black clothes that badly.
You'd be surprised.
I know. It's happened to me. This is my second black crew neck I had to go through.
Dude, this is my fucking third.
Yeah.
And I kept my bleached ones or my fucked up ones.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
I'll just wear it. I'll wear it in a bleach scenario again at some point. Yeah. But yeah, that night was really fun. It was emotional.
One for the books.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it was really cool. And you also told me, this is like something you just told me before we started recording, was your first and only show you had been to.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
first
insane.
and only show.
Because like my first show, I think I was 16.
I mean, unless you call the Hannah Montana Jonas Brother like projector scene when I was like fucking 6.
I'd count it.
Well, I wouldn't count it.
All right.
No one was really there. I was watching a fucking projector.
Yeah. I was basically watching TV.
I fucking was.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't count it. I count Yellow Days as my first ever fucking show. And it was heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved every minute of it.
I think it was a really good, like, it was a really fun show. It was like just us. Mm-hmm. And it was like, because
it was like personal, but yet still like, because I just remember that I kept thinking like, these people are enjoying it for the music, which is great, wholeheartedly, it's great, but at the same time, it's like there's a little bit more meaning to it.
Mm-hmm.
For me, at least, like they're listening to it because they found the band, they like the songs, but I felt like for me, it was a little bit different. It had more meaning to it for me.
Yeah.
And I felt like, I don't know, when he passed away, it was kind of like I did everything and anything in my power to push that away. So kind of doing that kind of like made me see it. It made me feel it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh shit, like Yellow Days is a lot more than just music for me.
Yeah.
And same thing, like the Black Keys went on tour not too long ago. And I was like, oh shit, like I want to go see them, but it's just like,
can I
really?
Yeah.
Do I really want to go see them?
It's also one of those things I feel like when we went, Because like the whole time, like it was like emotional, and when certain songs would come on, you would just be like a puddle of tears.
Yeah.
But it was such a good time though, and it was like the energy there was so like electric because
Yeah,
like,
it was so like upbeat. It was so happy.
well,
It was
like
so
you said,
like,
everyone, most of the people that are there to have a good time, and you're there feeling like I'm not going to enjoy this.
yeah.
And then it was like you felt
Yeah, because I think even too when you first told me, I was even like, oh, I'm scared. Like I don't want to go. Like I'm nervous, but I went anyways, and it's just like, it's just a different feeling
yeah.
for sure.
That's why like I think going, it was hard, but it was also kind of like I feel like it kind of showed too that like when you go and experience something like that, it's not necessarily like, it's like you're gonna feel those things, but it's not always a bad thing that you feel those things.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
the fact that you were able to listen to this music live, and that you're surrounded by these people who are just having a good time, but it's not like this expectation also everyone else to feel sad, where you're like, of course everyone should feel happy because they're not feeling what I'm feeling. But it's like you're there and you feel sad, but you're like, look at how happy everyone is. Like it's like a really
And like I
strange
said,
feeling.
the opener, like he got everyone pumped up. He got me pumped up. Like I was
You're
like,
like,
oh
fuck
shit!
yeah.
Like
And then
dude,
Yellow Days
you're
came out, you're
on
like,
it,
oh
and
my
I was like,
God.
yeah, exactly. I was like, oh fuck, like
Here
I
it
don't know if
comes.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
And that's why too, like that's why I kind of brought up the Black Keys, because I knew a lot of the songs and what they meant to him, like brothers. Like I know what brothers meant to fucking him, and like that's why hearing certain songs, I'm just like, fuck, like it brings back those memories of when he was taking me to the market at like 6 in the morning,
Yeah.
banging on the fucking steering wheel, singing along, like. It's just crazy. This was like, I would love to see the Black Keys in live in concert, but it's just like, do I really want to? Do I really want to go through that emotion? Like,
Yeah. I feel like that would be a good way to bring you back into it though.
for sure, because like I said, I can't listen to that music
Yeah.
anymore. Like it brings such a freaking like pain in my, like the Doors. God forbid I fucking listen to those songs, dude.
Kings of Leon.
Like, yes, literally bawling.
Yeah.
Bawling, dude. And even too, like I know this is going to sound crazy, but when I was with my Nino, like every weekend, listening to like the Beatles. Remember when he would like listen to, what is it called? Breakfast with the Beatles?
Oh, yeah.
Like, sometimes I'll like hear those songs and I'm like, oh shit. And it kind of feels the same way with my Nino, because you know my Nino lives in Colorado. He's not here anymore, and like I hear those songs and I'm like, ah, the fucking memories, dude. Driving down to fucking Disneyland every fucking weekend with Serena and Starbucks, and you know, like it's such a crazy freaking thing to think about.
Yeah, to have those like songs pop up and then not be immediately reminded of everything that
Like
went
happened.
on at that time.
Yeah. Like the feelings that I felt at that time, and then like I think back now where I'm like, shit, dude, like he's gone, or my Nino's in Colorado. I have 2 fucking kids. I'm married. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's so
Fucking
weird.
crazy.
Yeah, to hear a song and it transport you back to like 10 years ago.
Okay. And remember when Grandma used to make breakfast, or she'd be in the kitchen and she'd play her fucking radio that was attached to the cabinets. And
oh shit! Whoa! I totally forgot about that.
Okay, and hear me out.
Go ahead.
Hear me out.
I totally
And the
forgot about
only
that.
reason why I'm bringing this up is because Josh the other day heard the Christmas song that Elvis sang or whatever. I can't remember what it was, but he was singing to it and he was fucking shaking his hips. And it would remind me of when Grandma used to do that with fucking Seth. And they would be dancing in the fucking kitchen to Elvis. And it just makes me think about like how much time has gone, like, and then to see Josh doing it, it's just like, dude, I think she would have had a crack. Dude, she would have been fucking busting her ass, because dude, the way Josh was dancing, mind you, I've never listened to Elvis like that. Like, again, because Elvis is a trigger for me. Like, it makes me sad. But seeing Josh just dance. No help,
like,
no guidance,
prompts,
no nothing.
just like him dancing to it.
Yeah. And after all the Christmas songs we were playing, he decided to get up and dance to the one Elvis song.
Yeah, you're like, dude, you need to stop.
Like, you're breaking my heart. I'm gonna cry. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Like, change the fucking song. Where's my phone?
Yeah.
But
It's so weird too, because it's like when you come across these things, you see like how much just like how much your world is intertwined with everything, that it's like you kind of feel it's just kind of like the world keeps happening.
Yeah.
And then you're
literally.
like, what the fuck? Like everything is like surrounding the things I felt. And like one of the things that happened that was really weird to me was when I got hired at Savers. I started training. I was at Huntington Beach, and I went in for training, and like they play music overhead, and I remember hearing, because normally you go into like Target or whatever, they're playing fucking Katy Perry or whatever, pop music shit. They were playing fucking Dan Auerbach, and they would play songs from like that album in succession. So they would play like Waiting on a Song, Cherry Bomb, and like a bunch of songs, and I was like, what is going on? I was like, there's no fucking way that this is happening right now. And it was like, it kind of felt like I took it as like, this is like a sign of things to come. Like hearing something like that and being like, it feels like weird to consider like that either the world revolves around me or it doesn't care about me, because these things are just happening. It's like the world revolves around me because it's playing this song, and it's like a guide, like it's showing me like you're on the right path, or it doesn't care about me and it's playing and existing regardless. And it's like a tough pill to swallow either way, but it's kind of like one of those things where it's like you kind of take it how you feel it. And then in that moment it kind of feels like, what do I need right now? And it was like at the end of because I was like a salesman, I was barely scratching to get by, and then I got this opportunity somewhere I liked being already, and then heard that, and it was one of those moments where it's like
eye-opening.
Yeah. And it was like the world revolves around me, at least right now.
Yeah.
Like
you're on the path that you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it didn't have to feel so like empty. Like it's not like, I can't, oh man, I'm here, of course this song's playing, like the world just exists regardless of whether or not I'm in it. It kind of felt like at this moment, at least, like the way I took it was like the world exists for me.
Yeah.
Like everything's happening for me right now.
It's crazy though too, because when I also started working for Savers, same thing happened to me. I remember I just got moved over to Missile, and I was walking down the aisle to like check on their maintenance, and fucking Cherry Bomb was playing, and I was like,
you're like, shut the fuck up.
I was like, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're here.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're helping me. I know you're looking over me. I'm like, thank you.
That's exactly what it felt
like. Because I had to go to you for a job. Because I think I quit Wells that you also helped me get.
Yeah, it's the second job I helped you get. Bitch.
Anyway.
Yeah, this is a whole other rabbit hole. Dude, Wells Fargo fucking sucked dick.
It did fucking suck, dude.
You know that whole building is going under? Like
Good.
they're like not hiring people anymore. And even
the only thing I missed from that place was the food.
The food was good.
The food was really fucking good.
It was pretty insane.
Yeah.
And the people that cooked also, I think they enjoyed what they did.
Yeah, because they were always so happy, so willing to help. Like, yeah,
they're like, this shit's good. This shit fucking cracks. Like,
yeah, or this isn't good. Like, don't
they're
get
like,
that.
this is whatever. This is fucking. You need to get this.
Yeah,
and you're like, hook that shit up.
Yeah,
yeah. Those people liked what they did. Even like a fucking normal ass cheeseburger.
Yeah, they were so like,
they're like fucking into it.
Bomb. Like,
yeah.
Okay, no, let me get that then.
Yeah. All right, you talk me into it, bro. Yeah, Wells Fargo, dude. Like working at Wells Fargo, from where I lived, or where I live,
like down the street for you.
It's like 5 minutes. Like with traffic, it was like a couple minutes extra, and like with no traffic, is like a 5-minute drive.
Yeah, for me, I think it was like a 10.
Yeah, it was so close.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was super close, and there was like basically no dress code. You could go like in a t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah, because some chick was always in sweats and a hoodie. Like,
yeah, it was basically like it was a call center.
Yeah.
So you weren't face to face with customers, and even with that, and the pay was like it was decent.
It was alright.
But like even with all of that, it was 5 minutes from my house. I had no dress code, and it was like decent pay. Like I was able to pay bills with it for a year because it's how long I was there. Even with all that combined, I could not stand being there. Mm-hmm. It was like the worst. Some of the worst my mental health was just because of that. It was basically 8 hours of people just berating you and telling you "fuck you," and then you get reviewed on certain calls, and it's just like this one out of 100 calls. And they would mark
you, off of that one fucking call. Like, honestly, I'd rather go back to Walmart and work fucking there with all the bullshit and drama I had to deal with there than go back to Wells.
I'd go back to any job before I go back to Wells Fargo.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
I fucking hated it there.
Mm-hmm.
That was
the training was fun. I fucked with the training, to be honest.
The training was cool.
Fun.
The team that I had at the time, I'm still friends with a couple of people from that team. But I think there was like a team of like 20 or 30 people that got hired. And right now, I think everyone's gone. Yeah. Within the year that I was there, most of the entire team quit.
Well, the team that I was on was fucking cool. One of the, because it was me and two other chicks. One of the other chick that I became friends with, her name was. She was really cool. After I quit that job, she got me a job as a bartender for a little while. I don't fucking know how to be a bartender.
Oh shit! I
remember that?
Yeah.
Remember? I was like a bartender for like 2 days. And I was fucking mixing drinks and like being cool with like everybody. Everybody was trying to fucking hit on me, and I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not into any of you."
Yeah.
But it was cool because I learned how to make drinks, and I mean, like I said, I was only there for like fucking 2 days, or 2 weekends.
Yeah, I remember you were there for like a very small amount of time.
Yeah, but it was pretty cool. It was money under the table, so I didn't mind it. So it worked for a little while, but then this bitch like. She's a whole other fucking story. It's a whole other ordeal.
We'll not talk about her because we already dropped her full name. Should I censor it?
Maybe.
Okay. I'll censor her last name at least. Yeah. Or, well, I'll censor her whole name.
But point is, she was cool during the whole Wells thing. But then after that, like, for the bartending thing, it just went downhill from there. And I'm like, girl, this is way too much. Like, it was cool working at a bar and, like, learning how to make drinks. Like, I wouldn't mind continuing to do that. But then, like, a month later or a few months later, that's when I found out I was pregnant with Eli. So I was like...
No, Josh.
No, not Josh.
Eli?
Was it? Oh, no, wait, no.
At Wells? No, when you were... that wasn't last year.
I had to stop for some reason, though.
Yeah, you had to stop for some reason. It wasn't Eli. You were at Savers.
Oh, yeah.
Why did I quit that job? It was awesome. Whatever.
People were fucking cool as shit.
There was a bunch of shit that you had to deal with.
Yeah, there was like a whole bunch of stuff. And then I didn't feel comfortable going there without her. Mm-hmm. And then, like, I needed money, So it's like, okay, like, now you're dealing with my money. Like, you said I could trust you. You said you would get me in. Now you're kind of fucking me over. Like, I need to go find my own shit. And then I think that's when I had messaged you. Like, hey. No, I got the job back at Walmart. And I worked for Walmart for a few months. Mm-hmm. And then I texted you. And I was like, I can't handle this shit. Like, you said you could get me in. Can you get me in?
Yeah.
And then that's when I got into Savers.
To Wells Fargo.
No, that was Savers.
That was... Oh, yeah. Right.
Because I met Christy from...
Right, at Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
And then Savers, yeah.
Savers, yeah.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah, and then I was a supervisor when I've never been a supervisor before.
Yes, she was.
And I was fucking great at it, because if you look at Arcadia now...
Shout out to Arcadia. Whatever.
Fuck Arcadia.
Yeah.
I ain't going back.
It doesn't matter. If anyone listens to this, it's you came across it of your own volition.
And you know
can't use it against me.
And you know what? The little bitch.
Yeah.
He knows. He knows what I'm talking about because he was there with me. So he knows.
True. Shout out to the little bitch. Yeah, good times.
Good people. I met a lot of good people through Savers, though. I will say that.
Yeah, I think because there's a lot of I mean, I've had a ton of jobs, but there's a lot of them that I've like quit and then I just don't really like stay in contact with anyone. I think Walgreens, I have 2 friends I still stay in contact with, Anthony and Talon.
Mm-hmm.
And then shout out to Anthony and Talon. They don't listen to this.
Out.
But yeah, I stay in contact with them still. Like they're still really good friends of mine. And then like other than that, I had like it was Target. That's where I met Andy.
Wait, you worked at Target?
For like 7 months. It was when I moved here. So I moved here, worked at Target.
What the fuck? Why didn't you hook it up? You know what? Their pay is pretty trash, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw it's like less and like half of what Walmart pays.
This was also like 7 years ago.
Oh. Okay.
So you were like...
How old am I? I'm 25.
You were 18? 17, 18, something like that.
What do you mean? I'm still 18. The fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have my 3rd kid.
The fuck?
In 2 years when I'm 18. I'm going to have my 3rd kid. Yeah, I worked at Target. It was in between jobs before I went to Children's.
Oh, yeah.
Because I quit Walgreens and then moved here. And then when I went to Target, I don't think there's anyone I talk to from Target anymore. But
Mm-hmm.
like I met Andy there.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I went to...
Andy counts.
Well,
I mean, you're fucking
yeah, I still talk to her, I guess. It's like it's not really.
I still hit her up.
Yeah, we keep in contact here and there. Yeah. So after that, I went to Children's.
Yes.
And I was there for maybe like 9 months or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was at Children's, and then I left there, and then went to Aldi.
I remember Aldi.
Oh, I still talk to someone from Aldi. My friend Heather. She was my boss when I met her.
Yeah.
And after that, it was what I did Instacart for
bitch.
a while, and then I did a bunch of other shit.
I
But
tried doing that. That sucked.
Did you?
Yeah, I hated it. Well, I mean, I didn't even start it because there was like a wait list for it.
Oh yeah, I did it when it was like the height of like the pandemic.
Yeah, no, I like had it like after. I can't remember for what. I think just to get extra money. And
Everyone
at
was
the time
broke.
too, like I didn't tell anybody I was dating because I was at the time I was dating Pat, but wasn't dating him.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of not keeping him a secret. I just wasn't telling everybody, you know.
Uh-huh.
So then he was like, "Oh, like we should make money when we're hanging out," and I was like, "What? How do you do that?"
He's like, I'm glad you asked.
He's like, "Yeah, Instacart." And I
That was
like,
my
"Oh, for
full-time job.
sure." I remember.
I did it for a long time too, and then I was a delivery driver for an actual company.
Yeah.
But I think now at Savers, I mean, I'm still with the company, so it's a little different, like of people I talk to or don't talk to, but also like just having people on social media.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, there's a few people from like Wells Fargo I still talk to, like actually talk to and like hang out with, but most of the people that are from Wells Fargo, I just kind of like have on Instagram and social media and stuff. That's it.
It's not a chick.
This whole time I was describing this, Toni was going through my mail.
It's not a chick.
Yeah. She
Thought
was
it
looking
was.
at loan offers, thinking it was like she's like, you're going to want to read this.
It had the things.
You might have a $40,000 check just sitting right here. And I'm like, that's a loan, you fucking moron.
I should have read the little
What's the
post-it.
difference, right?
Anyways, point is, I'm going to bring it back to Friendsgiving.
Okay. What a callback
Yeah.
to
'cause
about
we,
an hour ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about Friendsgiving? Which I don't like calling it Friendsgiving. I call it Thanksgiving at the Crack House.
Thanksgiving at the Crack House.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Okay.
Like a breath of like, I wouldn't say fresh air. I would say a breath of fucking memories.
Oh yeah.
Like she cried.
Yeah.
She cried. I was like, yeah, girl, I got 2 kids.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, girl, I got 2 fucking kids.
Yeah. It was something that I didn't really put together either, because it's like
But it was like, it was like taking her a minute.
Yeah. It's just that like when I didn't put it together that there's like, because I hang out with you guys independently.
Yeah.
But it's like.
And there's one particular time we're all together.
Yeah. And then it was kind of like, oh shit, I forgot to tell you about all of that. Because it's like, why would I?
Yeah. Like it's kind of not your cheese.
Yeah.
But girl, now you're here.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
She's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. She's like, you just had your second kid? And you're like, yeah. And then she's like, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, why the fuck would I tell you?
Yeah.
What's going on in Tony's life?
And then it was crazy because I was telling her like tattoo ideas that I want to do. And she's like, call me. Call me. And I was like, that's crazy.
She's going to tattoo me soon. She's going to do a few tattoos on me. I'm going to get a couple on my knees.
On your knees? Fuck that.
Like on the front, like on the squishy part of my knees.
Ooh.
And up to like the cap. And like, you know.
Well, I've always wanted to get my dad's Medusa.
Maybe it's like the bone.
And I was telling her. And she was
like, you should go to.
I wanted to go to him.
To Josh?
Yeah. In Arizona. And have him redo it. But that's what my dad always said. Like,
dude, that would be so sick. And be like, you know, you remember that exact Medusa tattoo? I want that tattoo. And he'd be like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Well, I know what it is. Like, it's Michelangelo's face with the Medusa and then the rose at the bottom. And I want it right here. I want it on my arm.
That'd be so... You should hit him up. Hit him up.
Scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be such a fucking wuss. Hit him up and be like, I want this exact thing. When can we do it? Because if you also tell him, like, what's been going on, like, this is where I'm at right now in my life.
I'm probably dying. I want this tattoo on my body. I want this tattoo right now.
He'd be like, let's do it in a couple months. I got you. Arizona's not even that far.
I know it's not that far. Like, I go there for vacation.
Yeah.
We love to go out to like Havasu or shit out like Parker.
Yeah. It's not far.
We love to go out to Arizona.
It's different if you use like, oh, I live in Michigan, and then you're like, fuck, I have to like plan a whole flight. I have to get the. It's like you could drive out there for a weekend. It's like going to Vegas.
Yeah.
You could drive out for a weekend, get a hotel for a couple nights, and then just come back. You don't even need to set a lot of time for it.
I need to save money for him because what if he's like.
Ask him first. You need to ask him first.
So crazy.
Because what if he's like, look, I'll hook you up with like this much. You know what's
crazy though too? Like not too long ago, I actually texted my Nino for his Instagram. Or was it my Nino or was it Serena? I can't remember. But I remember, or was it your mom? It might have been your mom, to be honest. I don't know. But I texted somebody.
You're like, actually, it might have been your mom.
Your mama.
Yeah. Like, damn.
Point is, I texted somebody and I was like, "Hey, what's his deal? What's going on?" And they sent it to me, and I followed him, and I was gonna text him that day. And this was before I met Pat. This was before I had this baby, and I was so determined. I was so determined to go out there and get it, but I didn't. I got scared, like last minute, and I'm like, oh, what if he doesn't know, or what if he doesn't get it? Like, what if it's like $1 billion? Like,
he's like, the price is actually going to come out to about $1 billion.
He's like, it's $2.5 billion.
Yeah. He's like,
that's what he's thinking about. What the fuck?
Shut up.
Oh my god, that's funny. That's too much. That's too fucking much.
Dude, hit him up. Ask him, get a time frame and a price range, and then, so now, okay,
we'll go from there.
We're gonna set up.
You know what? I do want a tattoo from Jasmine. And, okay, so hear me out. This is my idea. So mine, Abby's, and Seth are birth flowers, right?
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember this, but remember when my dad used to make music? His album cover was the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want that to be sitting on a petal of flowers.
Okay.
And I want the flowers to be mine and Abby and Seth's birth flowers.
That's cool.
And I want it to be kind of like the Infinity Gauntlet, like black and gray. Mm-hmm. Kind of like it's gone out. Mm-hmm. And I want the flowers to be colorful.
That's cool.
And I want it on my shoulder.
That's super, super
and
cool.
And I've literally thought about that when I moved out of Grandma's house, and I drew it. I have a fucking picture of what I want it to look like. Just obviously, better because I'm not
but
not
like
a drawer anymore,
but like an idea at least.
Yeah.
A concept.
Yeah, like I'm gonna give, and I thought that would be such a good piece for her.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, I feel like she would execute that fucking excellent.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she'd be
Do
great
it.
at that.
It sounds like you have.
I have ideas.
It sounds like you have your finger on a bunch of triggers and you're just too afraid to pull them.
I am.
Just do it. So okay, we're gonna. But I'm scared. we're gonna wrap up pretty soon.
Yes.
But
I have the longest.
Yeah, that's also
ever.
This is officially episode 22 now. We're coming in hot on season 2 because now this is officially going to be the longest episode of At All Hours. So we already need follow-ups now for the next time we record.
Yeah. Let's see if I have the fucking balls to do shit.
So you need to talk to Jazz to get that tattoo, that concept and the price.
Yeah.
And then especially hit up Josh.
Yes. Oh,
hit him up for a price. Hit him up for a date. Hit him up for everything. Just talk to him. Tell him like, hey, I have this idea. This is what's going on in my life, by the way. Hi, what's up? Like, I don't
How's
like,
it going?
Like, what's
Hope
up?
you're
How have you
doing
been? Yeah, how have you been? I just had my second kid.
Even though I don't know you.
Thing. Yeah. And it's like, the thing is too, it's like he's going to see everything that you're telling him, and like obviously he's going to remember everything and be like, let's do it. And be like, fuck yeah, that's it, because it's such a cool idea to be able to go back to that original artist to do the same thing.
My dad was saying like he did that too when he was starting out.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Just scared. You're okay.
What dropped right now?
Abby.
Oh my god, dude.
What the fuck? I'm a little.
Your dad's telling you, stop
like,
being a little bitch. You're being a little bitch. Holy shit.
And especially too because the baby's right there.
Yeah. He's like,
I didn't hit the baby.
Yeah. The picture. Okay. This is weird.
Oh my God.
We have a picture. We don't have any pictures up really in the crack house at all. We have one picture up of Abby and it's framed. And it just fell off of like the shelf.
Yeah.
It flew off the shelf. Didn't even fall off. It fell off the shelf. I mean, it didn't fall off. It flew off the shelf and landed right near the baby. Baby's fine.
He's just crying just because
yeah.
he got scared.
Yeah. It scared the shit out of both of us too. And it's a picture of Abby. That's the only picture that we have like in the house. And it's a picture of Abby. It flew off right now, right as we were talking about my Uncle Renee. And getting a tattoo.
That's not a sign to get his fucking tattoo. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, especially you being like
my stomach is fucking in knots right now.
Like, especially being like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Like, I'm
like,
scared.
Just do it. Just do
He's
it.
about like, stop being a fucking pie.
Yeah.
Stop being a pie.
You're being
Go
a fucking pie. Just do it. Just hit him up. What is he going to do? What is he going to say? No, I'm not going to do it. What a fucking, you know what? What a good way.
Chills.
What a good way to finish.
Episode,
to finish this episode off. Yeah. Wow. Weird. Super fucking. This is like also a sign I need to get fucking cameras and put them up, because that was. I'm sure it got picked up. It was loud.
Yeah.
That thing fell off pretty fucking hard.
And then he started crying. So
yeah.
For sure.
Perfect end. Well, thank you, Toni, again.
Thank you
for coming on. It was a great fucking episode.
Crazy episode.
Really,
sure.
Yeah, all over the fucking place. And also the longest episode by far, the longest episode of At All Hours. So the record's set now. Anyone can try to match it or beat it.
Good luck.
Yeah. And
but
also, yeah, you can't just be like, let's just make it long and just talk about nothing. Because this whole episode was great. It was super fun. And I'm glad we got to kind of talk about the things that we were supposed to finish up on from the last episode.
Yeah.
And now also we have
new.
we have new things that you're going to need to be updated. Yeah. We have new updates that are going to come up. And now we know for sure, this completely confirms that your dad's going to be an active listener in the podcast and watching everything you do and be like,
that was fucking crazy.
insane.
Like, it flew off just perfectly to not hit him.
Yeah. And
perfectly.
And right when we were talking about it, this whole time.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's crazy.
But yeah, thank you, Toni, for coming on.
Thank you.
It was super fun. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode too. We're going to be getting way more updates in the future. Tattoo updates.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and then...
I mean, hopefully soon too, before, I get knocked up again.
Yeah, maybe either we're going to get a tattoo update or a baby update. So
there's no in between.
Yeah. So we'll see. But the next episode we'll catch up on some more stuff. So yeah. Thanks for joining me, Toni. Okay, bye.
Bye.